All right, welcome back. 47 minutes now past the hour. Look at your screen. Could the biggest science project ever lead to the end of the world? Look at this animation on your screen. It's called the Hadron Collider. It's going to be turned on this weekend for the very first time, and it could unlock the secrets of the universe and its creation. But some fear that it could create a black hole capable of swallowing the entire Earth. That's animation of the actual Hadron Collider there. And joining me now is Dr. Michio Kaku. Am I always saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right.
That's right, Michio Kaku.
Okay. You are a professor of theoretical physics and the author of New York Times bestsellers, Physics of the Impossible. Great book. Check it out. Okay. I'm very excited about this. It's a 17-mile build, this thing underground, right? Explain to us what we're actually talking about here.
This machine is bigger than the city of Geneva, which is right next door. Protons will be circulating 17 miles in circumference in a ring. They'll be slammed together to recreate a piece of Genesis. We're talking about
the Big Bang Theory. This could show us the creation of the universe,
That's right. On a very, very tiny scale. We're going to take a microscopic bit of the Big Bang and basically recreate it outside Geneva.
Now, we're fearful that this could actually create, here's the black hole we're fearful that it could create. It could suck up Geneva, right? And we could lose the world. Brian has plans this weekend. Let him know, is the end of the world going to happen this weekend?
The answer is no. Mother Nature slams the Earth with particles much more ferocious than anything that we can create with our pea shooter called the Large Hadron Collider. And the Earth is still here, and the Earth has been here for billions of years. We're not going to create mini black holes in this machine.
Now, we could have had this right here in the United States because, as you were telling me, Ronald Reagan first proposed having it built right here in the United States.
Ronald Reagan had a dream, and that is that the United States should be #1 in physics. This was the Super Collider to be built outside Dallas, Texas. Congress canceled that machine, and the forefront of physics has left the United States now and has gone to Europe, just the way the critics sabotaged Ronald Reagan's plan for a Super Collider.
So Congress ruined it. We could have had that right here in the United States, not have to worry about going to Geneva. Let's throw up some facts on the screen. This is pretty incredible. This is the Hadron Collider. Cost $5.8 billion to build this thing. 2,500 scientists are involved in there. Are you involved in this?
That's right. In fact, all of us are excited by the fact that we could discover new physics. The secret of creation itself might be revealed by this machine.
Now, I've heard if they don't find it, that if they fire this thing up, fire these protons at each other, why 17 miles, first of all? Why do they need 17 miles of a circle to get these things sped up?
It's like a race. The longer the race, the more energy you can build up, the more momentum you can feed. Every time it goes around, we kick the particles with more energy until we get up to trillions of electrons.
slowly 6 miles through the center of Joplin. The town is now effectively cut in half.
It was just crazy. It was like a jumbo jet was landing on your house.
I love you.
It's just flattened.
I really was not prepared for what I saw when I got down here.
Search and rescue crews sift through the rubble trying to locate missing loved ones, and the death toll moves past 100.
It is a huge monumental flood. We're living historic times at this point.
We've almost had a foot this morning, and it will continue to rise and inundate areas of the city.
We're seeing entire trailer parks engulfed with water, people having to grab their belongings and move out.
We need FEMA, we need Red Cross, we need every kind of help that we can get.
You don't give up on your home. Keep fighting.
Trembling and the rocks are falling down.
Good evening. The New Zealand city of Christchurch has been reduced to ruins by an earthquake, with dozens killed and unknown numbers of people still trapped in the rubble.
Can you call out to us, please?
The center just a few miles from this city of several 100,000 people.
I mean, looking around, there was just, people hysterical, not knowing really what to do next.
Magnitude 6.3 quake left a lasting impression on the landscape and on the people.
Flames raging out of control in northeast Arizona.
This is exactly the kind of thing we hoped wouldn't happen.
The way this thing is working, you may not have that much time.
Fire officials are putting out the order to hundreds that it's time to move to safety.
We packed up for everything that we could. Memories and clothes.
We don't want to leave. I'm going to cry. We don't want to leave.
It really turned into more of a swing.
Large chunks of buildings fell to the streets as people rushed for cover.
The skyscrapers nearby were swaying like trees in the wind.
I did think at one point that I really might die here.
And then round 2 as the tsunami sirens wail.
You're seeing live footage of a tsunami engulfing the port area.
When the ominous Black Sea attacked this island nation Friday, it left behind a massive trail of destruction that is getting worse by the hour.
A giant tsunami wave crashes into the Fukushima Daiichi power plant, seriously damaging the building's reactors.
The Japanese Prime Minister Naoto Kan said today the disaster is the worst crisis for Japan since World War II.
It is staying on course to head north, with major American cities still in its crosshairs.
Shelves emptying in the scramble for last-minute supplies and food to last 3 days.
New York evacuated about 137,000 people in the low-lying sections of Manhattan.
What we also saw was a lot of flooding. We're talking ankle-deep, knee-deep, waist-deep.
This is chaos. I never saw anything like this in my life.
Weather Service in Birmingham, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for Tuscaloosa County. A tornado warning means that a tornado has been spotted heading for your area. Seek shelter in an interior.
This has been the country's worst and deadliest tornado outbreak since the Great Depression.
Governor Deal declared a state of emergency in 16 counties.
You think the death toll will go up?
Yes, sir.
And we drove Phoenix. It was more than 1.5 miles high. Take a look at this.
It came roaring into town at 60 miles per hour.
1 man dead, more than a dozen injured in multiple pileups involving 24 cars, trucks, and semis across Arizona Tuesday.
It reminded me of footage I've seen of war zones like in Iraq. Smoke everywhere.
The quake registered 7.2 on the scale, strong enough to cause serious damage.
Thousands panicking rushed into the streets.
Rescue teams have been working furiously, digging around the clock to try and rescue those that are still caught beneath the rubble.
2 days after that massive earthquake struck, a miracle in the rubble. A 2-week-old baby pulled alive from a collapsed building.